The downtown near FedEx Forum that Memphis rapper Sayso P and injured Houston rapper Sauce Walka.
They set him up. This how you know they set him up. Because what the doing in Texas to get yeah, he got in Texas because he came to pick up the bag. And when he came to pick up the money, they because he showed his face. Because they showed his face.
Sauce Walka just got named as a suspect in the Sayso P case and is sending shockwaves through the music world. What started last year as just another headline has turned into something way deeper. People are now saying you really gotta watch who you trust behind all that flashy jewelry and those viral drip videos. Reports are claiming Sauce Walka might have been tied to a setup that ended with one of his own artists losing his life outside a Memphis hotel. The story behind Sayso P's final moments is way darker than anyone could have guessed. Now, before we dive into what really went down, let's rewind and talk about who Sayso P truly was. Born and raised with huge dreams that went way beyond his surroundings, Sayso P was more than just another name in the streets. He was chasing something real. He had ambition, he had that spark, and he had the kind of hunger that separates real grinders from those who just talk about it. Before the TSF deal, before the buzz, before any fame, Sayso P was out here pushing his music independently. He was dropping tracks on SoundCloud, building a loyal fan base, rocking local shows, and trying to make connections in the industry. Anyone in the game knows that's the hardest part, getting noticed when no one's checking for you yet. Sayso P was living that grind every single day, chasing the breakthrough that was just out of reach. You can have all the talent in the world, but without the right connections or someone to open doors for you, you're just another artist chasing a dream. That's when Sauce Walka stepped into the picture. For those who might not know, Sauce Walka is a Houston icon, known for his bold style, flashy drip, wild energy, and his label, TSF, the Sauce Factory. He'd been putting in work for years, building his name, stirring up attention in the city, and by the time he crossed paths with Sayso P, he had the power to change someone's whole career with one deal.
A Memphis rapper from last spring, 23-year-old Kevin Brown is facing several charges, including first-degree. Investigators say he killed Sayso P. His real name is Latorian Hunt.
The two connected through mutual folks in the industry, and the chemistry was instant. Sayso P was hungry, talented, and ready to grind harder than anyone around him. Sauce Walka saw something in him, someone he could help shape into a star while also growing the TSF brand. So when Sauce offered that record deal, Sayso jumped at it like his moment had finally come. It felt like everything he'd worked for was finally paying off. Soon after, Sayso P started repping TSF heavy on social media, showing love in every post, performing on stage beside Sauce, and living that fast-paced life he always dreamed of. He was in the videos, doing collaborations, making moves, and gaining a name for himself fast. To everyone watching from the outside, it looked like the perfect success story. Young artist gets signed by a big name, both of them winning together. But behind all that shine, there were cracks forming that nobody could see yet. Because in the music world, and especially in the streets, loyalty sounds easy until real money and fame get involved. When you sign under somebody, they're supposed to guide you, protect you, and keep you on the right path. But Sayso P's path wasn't that simple. He was still tied to old habits and risky choices that would later come back around. Just because you sign that record deal doesn't mean the streets forget who you are, and it definitely doesn't mean you can move without thinking there won't be consequences. This is where the story starts to take a darker twist. Word started spreading that Sayso P got caught up in some serious money drama out in Memphis, and it wasn't the kind of situation you can just walk away from. Now, for anyone who doesn't know the slang, when people say someone ran off on a plug, it means they took something valuable on credit with the promise to pay later, but never came through with the money. In short, they took the goods, made the profit, and didn't pay what was owed. That's considered a serious betrayal in those circles, and it can cause major problems fast. From what's been said, this wasn't some small mix-up, this was big business. The rumors claim Sayso P took off with merchandise worth a massive amount of cash, maybe close to 200 grand. That's not pocket change, and that's definitely not something the people involved were just gonna shrug off. When that much money goes missing, people start asking questions, and not the friendly kind. Now, nobody really knows what Sayso was thinking during all this. Maybe he felt untouchable because he was rolling with Sauce Walka. Maybe he thought his new fame and connections would keep him safe, or maybe he just got caught up in the fast life and made one move too many. Maybe Sayso P thought those Memphis folks wouldn't be able to track him down if he stayed tucked away in Texas or kept moving around with Sauce Walka. But that was a serious miscalculation. He didn't realize just how far some people would go when large sums of money are on the line and their reputation is at stake. When you cross the wrong crowd, especially in a city like Memphis, there are always going to be consequences. Memphis isn't a place to play around with. The street scene there runs deep, and people don't just let losses slide. You can't take from someone and expect to vanish without a trace. The city has eyes everywhere. The kind of people Sayso P was dealing with don't forget, and they don't forgive easily. Word started spreading fast that they were on the hunt for him, determined to find out where he was hiding. Soon, the whispers turned into real moves. Calls were made, messages were sent, and connections started lighting up all across the city. They were gathering info, trying to pinpoint his every step, and before long, they reached someone who could actually lead them straight to Sayso P himself, Sauce Walka. Now picture the kind of pressure that puts someone under. On one side, you've got an artist you signed, someone you trust, looks up to you, and believes you'll keep them safe. On the other side, you've got serious people making it clear that if you don't cooperate, things could get dangerous real fast. Most folks like to think they'd stand tall and protect their people no matter what. But when real danger hits and your own safety is on the line, that's when you find out who's really solid and who's not. But here's where it gets even more twisted. Reports say the Memphis crew didn't just issue threats, they added money into the mix. Word is they allegedly offered Sauce Walka a payout to set up his own artist. Basically, they told him, "We know this puts you in a tight spot, so we'll make it worth your while. Just bring him to us." That kind of offer turns a dangerous situation into something even darker, because now there's temptation mixed in with fear. Now, for anyone who doesn't understand how deep that runs, let me break it down. In music circles that grew out of the streets, your word's supposed to mean everything. When you sign an artist and bring them into your team, they become like family. You're expected to protect them, guide them, and stand beside them when things get tough. That's the unspoken rule that separates the real from the fake. Loyalty's supposed to mean something. It's not just a word you throw around in interviews or songs.
But once money and survival instincts get involved, everything changes. Some people can't handle that kind of heat. They fold under pressure. They start thinking about their own safety, their own reputation, their own bag. And according to what's being whispered in the streets, that's exactly what Sauce Walka might have done. Allegedly, Sauce Walka took the offer, and that's when everything changed. Instead of protecting his artist, he reportedly chose his own safety and his money over loyalty. It said that he agreed to bring Sayso P back to Memphis, even though he knew what kind of danger was waiting there. In that moment, he went from being a mentor to being the one setting the trap, turning into the person his artist trusted the most, but shouldn't have. Some people try to justify what happened, saying things like they threatened him too. What else could he do? And sure, fear can make people do things they never imagined. Self-preservation is one of the strongest instincts out there. But let's be real. If you're not ready to stand up for your people when it really counts, you shouldn't be leading anyone. You shouldn't be signing artists, calling yourself a boss, or building a team if you can't protect the ones who ride for you. A real leader would have found another way out. He would have warned Sayso P, helped him leave town, or tried to work out some kind of peace. A true boss protects his circle, even when it costs him something. That's what loyalty is supposed to mean. But according to what's being whispered, Sauce Walka didn't take that route. He allegedly chose the easy way, saving himself while leaving Sayso P in harm's path. After making that choice, sources say he started planning how to make it look natural, like just another normal trip for business. It had to seem smooth, so Sayso P wouldn't suspect a thing. He couldn't just say, "Yo, we need to go to Memphis," out of nowhere. That would have raised too many questions, so he likely came up with an excuse, something that made it sound like a regular move for the label, not knowing that this plan was leading Sayso P straight into danger. Maybe Sauce Walka told Sayso P they had a show lined up in Memphis, or that they were meeting with some label reps, or even linking with a few collaborators in the city. Whatever story he used, it worked, because Sayso P agreed to make that trip,
February 2025, they roll into Memphis and check in at the Westin Hotel. At first, everything looked normal, but soon things started feeling suspicious. Sayso P began posting on his Instagram story, showing clips of the hotel, the view, even a few behind-the-scenes moments. Some people later claimed he was being careless by showing his location, saying that's how he ended up being found. But others think there was more to it. People in the know said it might have been planned that way, like he was told to post so it looked natural, so no one would think anything shady was going on. In one of those videos, you can clearly see the Westin Hotel sign right behind him, plain as day. All someone had to do was pause the clip and the location was right there. It's the kind of mistake that's proven deadly before, just like what happened with Pop Smoke, where a simple post gave away too much info. But the key difference here, Sayso P wasn't alone. He was with his boss, the person who was supposed to have his back. Later on, security footage from the hotel would capture what happened next, and it's honestly haunting. A car pulled up to the hotel, not fast, not reckless, just moving calm and quiet like it belonged there. The doors opened slowly, like it was just another night, but what came after would shock everyone. The moment turned hectic. Reports claim several men exited a car without warning, leading to a dangerous altercation in the hotel parking lot. The noise echoed through the air, people screaming, running for cover. It was complete panic everywhere. Sauce Walka was allegedly struck in the leg, but the injury was said to be minor. He made it out alive with barely a scratch, while Sayso P tragically lost his life right beside him. And while any injury is serious, fans couldn't help but notice how strange it looked that the more famous one, the one standing right there, walked away almost untouched, while his artist didn't make it out. The internet instantly started buzzing with questions. Some people online even floated theories, saying Sauce Walka's wound might have been self-inflicted just to throw people off. There's no proof of that, but the fact that people even think it could be true shows just how suspicious the whole thing looks to the public. Within hours, social media exploded. Fans calling out the odd details, how Sauce walked away with minor injuries while Sayso P was the one caught in the danger, and how the attackers appeared to focus on just one person. To a lot of people, it felt staged, like something deeper was going on behind the scenes. Even people outside the street world started connecting the dots, questioning everything about that night. And here's what really had people talking. Sauce Walka isn't some random figure. He's from Houston, easily recognizable, taller and well-known in the rap world. He's the one people spot immediately because of his unique look and flashy presence. Yet somehow, the people involved showed up, and instead of focusing on the well-known artist with money, jewelry, and fame, they targeted the lesser-known artist standing beside him. That didn't make sense to anyone watching from the outside. If this was really just a random robbery or a random attack, why would they ignore the person with the fame, the bag, and all the attention? That's the question fans couldn't stop asking, and it's the reason why so many believe there's way more to this story. Why would they go straight for Sayso P and leave Sauce Walka almost untouched? That's the question that had everyone talking. The only explanation that makes sense is that the individuals involved already knew exactly who they were looking for. This wasn't random. They had a specific target, and that target was Sayso P. Sauce Walka getting hit in the leg might have just been to make it look like he was caught in the chaos too, just to keep suspicion off him. But here's where things start getting even wilder. Right after the incident, law enforcement jumped on the case immediately, pulling hotel security footage and breaking down every second of it. The cameras caught everything. The car arriving, several individuals stepping out, the incident taking place, and the vehicle leaving shortly after. Within just a few days, investigators had names. They identified 2 suspects connected to the case. One was identified as Kevin Brown, while the other individual's photo quickly spread across major news outlets. Now this next part is where the story takes a serious twist. The individual identified in the footage didn't remain in Memphis. He reportedly traveled back to Texas soon after. And not just anywhere in Texas, he went to Houston, Sauce Walka's own city, the same place he calls home and runs his label from. That move raised eyebrows everywhere. Why would someone involved in a high-profile case from Memphis suddenly show up in Houston, especially when the person tied to the scene of the crime is from there too? The timing didn't seem like a coincidence at all.
According to what people been whispering in the streets, the rumor is that he went there to collect payment for what went down. But here's where the story turns darker. Because in this line of work, when things get messy, the last thing anyone wants is loose ends. A person whose face is all over the media becomes a huge problem, a walking liability. And that's when the whispers started spreading that someone didn't want that kind of attention coming back around. Once that footage dropped and the world saw his face, the whole situation started spiraling out of control, making people wonder who was really pulling the strings behind everything that happened in Memphis that night. When the pressure starts building, some people can't handle it, and that's when things get dangerous. Rumors began circulating that when the individual reached Houston to handle some unfinished business, things took an unexpected turn. Reports say he was later found dead. His life ended before he could ever speak on what really happened. The same person who allegedly sent him to handle the job might have been the one who made sure he never got the chance to talk. People started saying it was all about control, fear that he'd revealed too much, that he could connect the whole thing directly back to Sauce. The rumor mill went wild with claims that he was silenced before he could expose anyone's name. It's the kind of move that sounds straight out of a crime film, ruthless, cold, and strategic. Let that sink in for a second. If the whispers are true, that would mean Sauce Walka not only turned on his own artist, but also cut off the very person who helped make it happen, all to keep his name clean. That's beyond betrayal. That's heartless business. It's the type of action that shows someone values power and image over loyalty or conscience. Now, for anyone wondering why this story blew up so much, here's why. It's not just about one artist losing his life in Memphis. It's about what that situation represents. It's about how loyalty and trust are slowly disappearing in the industry, replaced by greed and survival instincts. People who once preached about standing by their team are now switching sides when money or fame is on the line. This whole situation became a wake-up call for young artists trying to make it. It's proof that a record deal doesn't automatically mean you're protected. It doesn't mean your boss or label truly has your back. Too many times, the people you think will save you might actually be the ones putting you at risk. And while everyone knows that talking to law enforcement is a huge deal in the streets, there's something even worse, turning on your own people. When your own artist, your own family ends up gone, that's a betrayal that cuts deeper than anything. That kind of move doesn't just fade away. People remember it forever. In the streets, that kind of act gets you marked as a snake for life, someone nobody can trust again. It makes everyone start looking over their shoulder, wondering who's real and who's secretly plotting behind the scenes. The truth is, the music industry can be just as dangerous as the streets. It's full of people who don't see young talent as humans, but as opportunities. Some look at hungry up-and-coming artists like they're investments they can flip, use, and throw away once they've made their money. It's cold, but that's how the business has always been for too many. And the saddest part? Most new artists don't see it coming until it's already too late. They're so focused on making it big, on getting that one opportunity, that they'll sign with anybody who flashes a contract or promises fame. They're chasing dreams, not realizing they might be walking right into a setup dressed up as success. They don't ask questions. They don't do background checks. They don't make sure their money, rights, or safety are really protected. By the time they figure out who they're dealing with, it's already done. For those who understand the culture, this whole situation stands as a warning, a reminder that loyalty in this business isn't guaranteed. Just because someone gives you a deal or puts you on a stage doesn't mean they care about you. Sometimes the same person who lifts you up might be the one to push you down when it benefits them. The music industry is packed with vultures, and some of them are rocking shiny TSF chains. People in the streets have been whispering for a long time about how Sauce Walka moves, how he always seems to land in wild situations, while everyone around him catches bad breaks, while he always comes out looking clean. And this whole Sayso P situation just made those suspicions even louder. To a lot of people, this looked like confirmation that Sauce Walka will do whatever it takes to protect himself, no matter who gets hurt in the process. At the end of the day, the Sayso P case isn't just about one artist losing his life in Memphis.
It's about loyalty, betrayal, and the ugly truth of how reckless decisions can destroy everything when everyone's out for themselves. It's about young artists putting their faith in the wrong people and paying a painful price for it. It's about those so-called bosses who should be guiding and protecting their team, but instead treat them like pawns, ready to be sacrificed when the heat turns up. Too many in the industry wear the title of mentor or leader, but when things get real, their actions prove otherwise. These people need to understand that loyalty isn't just a catchy word to throw into a verse. It's a lifestyle, a code you actually live by. Real loyalty means standing by your people, even when it costs you something. It means having their back when things get messy, when it's risky, when it's not convenient. That's what separates the real ones from the fakes. That's what defines a true leader. Not how flashy their jewelry is or how loud they talk, but how they move when pressure hits. Ever since the Sayso P story broke, things haven't been the same for Sauce Walka or TSF. The streets, the blogs, and even the industry insiders have been locked in on this case, trying to piece together what's real and what's rumor. Every new update, every leaked screenshot, every so-called exclusive just adds more fuel to the fire. Some people swear there's solid evidence behind the scenes, while others think it's all street gossip gone too far. But one thing's for sure, the tension around this situation is thick. Social media detectives have been running wild, pulling up old clips, analyzing body language in interviews, and even pointing out weird coincidences in lyrics. People started noticing how certain lines hit different now that everything's come to light. Some fans believe Sauce might have already told his side of the story through his music, hiding the truth in plain sight. Others think he's staying quiet because saying too much could make things worse. Either way, his silence is only making people talk more.
Meanwhile, Sayso P's name is turned into a symbol, a warning for every young artist trying to make it big. His story is now being shared on podcasts, TikToks, and news channels across the country. Everyone's debating what really happened, who's responsible, and what this means for the future of independent labels and street-connected artists. Behind the scenes, people close to the situation are reportedly distancing themselves from Sauce Walka. Collaborations have gone quiet. Industry friends stop posting them. And you can tell the energy around TSF feels different. It's like everyone's waiting to see how this plays out before standing too close. But even with all that noise, Sauce Walka hasn't backed down. He's still dropping music, still flexing, still talking his talk. But this time, there's a shadow following every move. Because when your name gets tied to something this heavy, you don't just shake that off overnight. The coach has got its eyes wide open right now. You can dodge rumors, you can hide from attention, but one thing you can't ever outrun is karma. Eventually, the truth catches up, no matter how deep it's buried. If these allegations against Sauce Walka turn out to be true, if he really betrayed someone who trusted him, then he'll have to face those consequences sooner or later. Maybe not through the system, but through something bigger, the culture, the streets, and whatever higher power you believe in. But one thing's certain, Sayso P's name won't fade away. His story will be remembered as a major lesson for every upcoming artist grinding for their chance. Let his situation be a warning. Watch who you trust, who you sign with, and who you let into your circle. Because in this business, not everyone smiling in your face is rooting for you. The person who's supposed to guide you could be the one putting you in danger. The person who gave you your big opportunity could be the one pulling strings behind your back. Sayso P's story hit hard because it exposed just how real betrayal can get when money, fame, and ego mix together. Rest in peace to Sayso P, a talent gone too soon, and a young artist who didn't deserve what happened to him. His name, his story, and his message will keep echoing as a reminder to every artist chasing success to move smart, stay alert, and protect themselves at all costs. Because one thing's for sure, these streets remember everything. So does the culture. Loyalty is supposed to be everything, but in today's world, even that's starting to fade. And that's exactly why Sayso P's story hits so deep. It's not just about music, it's about trust, power, and the price of survival.
So what do you think? Do you believe Sauce Walka really has something to do with what happened to Sayso P? Or do you think it's just street talk getting twisted online? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more breakdowns like this, and turn on those notifications so you never miss the real stories behind the headlines. Stay safe, stay sharp, and always remember, watch who you call your people, because loyalty ain't what it used to be.